first job as a law clerk, as an attorney, was as a law clerk to Judge Richard Conboy. He wasn't on the federal bench, then he became a federal judge later. But he was a great mentor. He never lost his temper. And sometimes you could lose your temper between clients and lawyers. He treated you like a human being. He actually treated me as if I knew something. And you don't know too much when you start as a new lawyer. And he treated you with full respect and made you feel wanted. I ended up getting a master's degree in judicial studies, a judicature, at the University of Nevada. Was where all judges went to get master's degrees or further education in those days. So I did that, and so I became very versed in civil law and evidence, in court procedure, and the criminal end of things. And we were having a real problem in our court with custody cases. Protection from abuse was a new law that just started, and we had people lining up to do that. And we had 6 judges in those days, and we were rotating cases. So no one knew anything particularly about family law, child support, custody, protection from abuse. And Judge Walsh asked me to do that, if I do that. And I'm thinking, I just finished school and got myself boned up on civil and criminal stuff. And now to take over family, I don't know anything about families and family law. And I don't think any of us did. I mean, is that a little crazy? I invited we looked at the phone book, and anybody the court had recommended or had done stuff for the court in custody, we invited, and we invited every therapist and psychologist in the Yellow Pages. And I invited them in for coffee one morning, and there were about 94 of them. We had 90 show up. And the basic thing, I told them where we were, and we were designing a new system, and asked, what do we, as a court system, what are we doing wrong? And they said, you're hurting people, you're not helping people. Well, that was it. That was the turning point in my career, actually. I met every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock. We had drug and alcohol, mental health, community, children and youth and juvenile directors, sometimes the commissioners, and anyone in the community that we thought would help the particular area we were looking at. They got the focus away from the parents who were injured and damaged, to think about their children and what we could do for their children, not for themselves. I think we have to pay attention to families more. We don't pay a lot of attention. We hurt families. We paid more attention, and I think the courts are in position to do that, but it would take a major shift in the way you do it and the court dynamics. But I do think the court has an opportunity to do that. I like hiking. I like biking. They're two major things. I'm not hiking as much now, a little issue, but I like going to the gym. I go to the gym. I try to stay fit. My spare time, like when I'm not doing those things, I like to read a great deal, and I do jigsaw puzzles at night before I go to bed. When you're green, you're growing. When you're ripe, you go the other way. Always try to improve yourself and work at it. Treat everybody with dignity and respect. no matter who they are. It gets tough sometimes, but if you could do that and try to help, give a helping hand where you can. And the other, I always say, give a little extra.